Yes, this is one of those videos where wrestling fans have to air their complaints, and we'll get into all of them. Why have some fans simply gotten so mad with the way Cody Rhodes is presented on WWE television? Let's get into it. It's Sportskeeda Wrestling. I'm Kevin Kellum. Sound off in the comments below. Hit the like button and subscribe to Sportskeeda Wrestling with those notifications on so you know when we drop new videos just like this. Even though Cody Rhodes lost the undisputed WWE Championship to Drew McIntyre, who cheated it from him in January, fans are still somehow upset with him. The WWE fanbase's recent anger with the American Nightmare stems mainly from how WWE presents him rather than a sudden distaste for the character or the man himself. Social media outcry, as amplified as it might be, may not represent all fans, but this very vocal minority online is truly calling him Cody Super Cena, kind of comparing him to the John Cena overbooked character from years ago. Repetitive strong wins, title shots after one, and another title shot after another, short story arcs, and maybe not seeing other superstars come into his slot, rather than criticizing his in-ring ability or his personality, which are irrefutably strong. In WWE's case, fans point to things like him easily pinning top babyfaces or bouncing through matches. By contrast, Cody's actual persona is an earnest babyface, something hard to be in this day and age, with fickle fandom going up and down with all the different winds of change and injuries and circumstances that WWE has as a non-stop television show. It has remained largely consistent for the past few years. This pattern for them closely echoes what happened with Cody in AEW, where they simply got disgruntled and felt soured over certain promos and the questionable, maybe overbooking. In May 2021, AEW fans widely rejected his American Dream promo against Anthony Ogogo in AEW, and by 2022 they were clamoring for him to turn heel, something that AEW never did. And maybe this same segment of fans who are anti-Cody fiercely were pretty upset when he did his recent viral promo as Cody Raheem Rhodes. More on that in a bit. But wrestling news analysts noticed something else. They observed that when Cody was pushed constantly as a long-term top-level babyface, maybe crowd interest wavered a bit. Cody's main problem is not the effort he's putting in, his popularity, or his earned connection with the people that are faithful to him, but the way that WWE has presented him. Short, disjointed programs after the Royal Rumble win with maybe limited payoffs. In WWE's live events, this dissatisfaction may have impacted business. Cage-side seats reported in October of 2025 that shows headlined by Roman Reigns outsold those by Cody at the last minute. But that could be a questionable thing, especially when you consider how that affects fan enthusiasm and all the discussions, the booking decisions, who fights, who wins, how the story progresses. They were all named as a culprit, with Cody as somehow being blamed for it. But it could also be a convoluted point to bring up, considering that when Roman shows up, it's very rare, so it makes his appearances seem more attractive just by circumstances alone. Yes, Cody may suffer, unfortunately, for being on top for so long that some fans just feel natural turning on him. By contrast, character or mic issues may have played a smaller role in these specific fans turning on Cody. Cody's babyface American Nightmare persona in WWE hasn't changed fundamentally a whole lot. Maybe it doesn't need to practice week to week, but for these fans that hold something against Cody, it may be a big issue for them. Some fans have singled out specific lines. For instance, the joke involving his nickname Raheem during Black History Month drew immediate backlash for being questionable, while other fans simply shared it online, took it in good humor, appreciated Cody acknowledging memes within the internet wrestling community, the same segment of fans that were also having an uproar about any awkward thing they felt Cody was saying on a microphone. But at no point have fans been calling for Cody to radically reinvent himself, and maybe reinvention is something he needs. Cody remains a white hat hero on WWE television, which is a role, no matter how you want to spin it within your specific fantasy booking of maybe a preferred wrestler you'd want to see in that role, it is a role that Cody has proven he can play effectively. Interestingly, during his AEW All Elite Wrestling tenure, fans, which are much more on the internet segment side of fandom within wrestling, did boo him, and many understood it was because they wanted him to become a heel. Yeah, Cody himself even said that he was unbothered by fans booing him, insisting on a podcast that live crowds are responsible for his career, which is why he always welcomes their feedback, whether they are cheers or jeers. Rhodes. In WWE, he continues to appear as a sincere champion, fighting the odds, putting on the good fight for the right reasons. Fandom seems to accept that role, but maybe just wants something different, which is also something that comes with being a big-time star in WWE, where there's simply so much content they put out. But what about those AEW parallels we keep coming back to? The current WWE scenario bears a strong resemblance to what happened in AEW for Cody's departure. A key trigger occurred on the May 12, 2021 episode of Dynamite, in which Cody Rhodes delivered the American Dream promo with a modern spin. Cody, as a babyface hero, opened with a long speech invoking national pride and brought on an awkward, out-of-character match build-up moment with former Olympic boxer Anthony Ogogo. Fans were critical of the segment feeling a little bit tone-deaf, with a sentiment shift that simply didn't work. It sounded like a promo that maybe worked for a silver-tongued, ironic villain who's trying to say he's a hero, but he's actually the villain, implying racial undertones. It just didn't work. Got memed on the internet as Cody ending racism. Cody later said he deeply regretted that segment, admitting, "I regret that promo and almost everything about the Anthony Ogogo angle." Later that year, he participated in a wild stipulation match that included an Atlanta street fight in December, where he survived a flaming table crash. Some AEW fans even criticized him for taking too many dramatic spots in his matches, joking that it felt like Super Cena all over again. But by early 2022, even his own commentary in the situation reflected fan feelings. He acknowledged that the crowd responses to him were amazingly loud, and that perhaps he may be missing something by not turning heel. In short, AEW's fan base, which is a demanding fan base, were not mad at Cody's skill. They were just kind of like bored or confused by the repetitive dance routine of it all, and his unchanging character persona, where they want badass, edgy heroes and maybe a straightforward white hat hero, isn't exactly their cup of tea. When Cody quietly decided not to renew his AEW contract at the end of 2021, many fans pointed to these creative issues as the cause. Jumping into recent social media uproar, on the February 13th, 2026 SmackDown episode where Cody won the Elimination Chamber qualifier, Twitter exploded with memes and hashtags mocking the push. The mirrors shift are all there. They all mirror what happened in AEW. In 2021, during his last few days in Tony Khan's company, fans demanded a heel turn, booing him as a babyface. It's always worth noting that perpetually online fans are not representing the universal consensus, but the internet talks and it does it loudly. Let Cody occasionally come up short, so not every match feels like a simple win. This makes his future victories feel more deserved. It's not all souring on Cody, as since his comeback to WWE has grown, we can still remember those extremely well-received moments, the highs of Cody, his incredible bitter brawls with Kevin Owens, enduring a torn pec muscle in Hell in a Cell against Seth Rollins, finishing the story and ending Roman Reigns' historic WWE Championship run at WrestleMania 40. That's the Cody Rhodes standard to beat, which is easier said than done. In conclusion, WWE must address the fan fatigue with Cody by refreshing his story, not finishing it, and doing so without sacrificing his status as a top-tier main event hero. The AEW experience for Cody is merely one that WWE shouldn't repeat by piling on the wins and repeating the same formula with the promos. It can turn some of the audience off, and the WWE audience has a lot more variables to it. Tracking success through all the metrics is something that could confirm if a new approach is working. What do you think? What do you want to talk about? Is there a character in WWE like Cody that you think deserves a fresh reboot? Let us know in the comments below.